I'm probably gonna die a horrible, horrible death.
Seemed to work so well last time. What could go wrong? Hey! I'm out!
Well, you have a lot of explosives on you. The worst thing that can happen is blowing yourself up.
Ah! Oh, sounds like I killed them.
Usually more machine gun zombies.
Ah! You did not want to die, but you did. Next time, try what you want to do. Instead of something you don't want to do.
Welcome back to Let's Play Teleglitch Time War Edition. I hope you all enjoyed the surprise as Vortai was playing through Arena 3, Set 3, using a lot of explosives. About the arenas, you unlock Arena 1 merely by buying the game and playing it a little bit. I don't know when you unlock Arena 2 or Arena 3, but I do know that you unlock Arena 4 by beating the final boss. And about the arenas, you basically fight a whole bunch of monsters while attempting to complete various objectives. In some cases, this will be to survive. In other cases, it'll be to destroy all of the enemies in the area. And in some cases, you'll have to target specific enemies to try and overcome them. And that's about everything about the arena aspect of Teleglitch Time War Edition. So, without further ado, we'll be getting back onto the actual episode. Sweet level 3, facility support systems. Yeah, Teleglitch is one of those games where you spend a while away from the game, your skill may degrade, or your skill might end up improving depending on the kind of person you are. And of course we're not being left alone, no, we have to be immediately attacked by another zombie. Fortunately this secret right here is already kind of opened up and I'm trying to squeeze through. I know I can squeeze through this gap. I've done a similar sized gap and I'm partially wedged into it. No, it's not really working unfortunately. So we'll just bust it open the old fashioned way. Oh, a bunch of goodies in here. And... okay, I'll explain this secret in short. If you're trying to do a speedrun of the game, this secret is supremely useful, but considering the equipment we have, I'm not going to risk it for several reasons. Actually, the reason primarily why I'm skipping that secret, it's because it spoils an enemy we're going to be encountering later under no circumstances in the first place. But we just simply don't have the adequate firepower to take on medium armoured opponents, and we encounter 3 of them if we go all the way through with that secret. But yeah, in the last episode we ended up making this auto pistol, and yeah, fully automatic. Now, we also encountered a zombie trap. We basically ran in front of it or got too close to it, and it triggered and unleashed a whole lot of nasty zombies. The detector is a passive item that we basically just have in our inventory, and any traps like that in the future that we might end up encountering, it will detect them automatically for us. Wait a minute. So, in other words, the reason why the canned meat overheals us in the first place is because we're essentially taking steroids. Okay. I kind of don't want to have any more canned meat after doing that. Unfortunately, it's something we have to do in order to survive. Survival first, cure later, unfortunately. This is one of those cases where prevention would just get us killed. Absolutely everywhere? Yeah, no wonder why they're stuck in the pipes. Just, you know, waiting there for some innocent bystander to just ambush. Yeah, I'm going to consume one canned meat here because more health is always a nice thing to have, especially when we don't know when the next trap or encounter is going to be. We do keep running into dead ends, unfortunately. Well, I say that just as I enter into a dead end, why don't I? Doing this Let's Play, it's kind of occurred to me, interestingly enough, that just give me a moment. There we go. Right. Doing this Let's Play, it's actually made me gain a bit of respect for people who do post-commentary. No thanks. I do not want to deal with all of these enemies at once. Introducing a brand new enemy, the normal guard. They do not come with any armor whatsoever, but they do have a chance to drop whatever weapon they're carrying. So, think shotgun, 9mm pistol, assault rifle. They have a chance to drop whatever it is they're carrying, and the assault rifle would be particularly useful because it would give me another gun and another ammo type we could potentially use. We saw that the gate was closed, and presumably we have to get through that gate in order to progress the level. So I'm looking here to see if there are any locations where we haven't explored yet. I mean, other than the death trap secret that only a speedrunner would use. And it's back to what I was saying before about post-commentary versus live commentary. I've gained a newfound respect for people who prefer to do their Let's Plays in post-commentary. I mean, it's obviously a lot easier to keep informative when you're using post-commentary because you can focus a lot more easily on the game rather than what's currently happening. But live commentary also carries its own advantages. But, I mean, in the case of the spooky ghost we had in the last episode, kind of rudely interrupting me during that episode, it's hard to keep informative even when something like that in the background does happen. And it can happen even with post-commentary, actually. Now, I mentioned the assault rifle earlier, and the MG3200 is the game's definition of an assault rifle. It has a lot more armor penetration than a 9mm rounds, even in the SMG, I'm pretty sure. But the trade-off to the MG3200 is that it does noticeably less damage. I believe it takes like 3 bullets to take out a mutant. But the trade-off is that because it penetrates armor more easily, it's much more useful against enemies that have armor than the 9mm pistol. I'm trying to find a trap as well, a zombie trap, to demonstrate how the detector detects traps, but I just can't seem to be finding one at all at the moment. But we have a bit of lore. We just opened the blast door, so let's read the lore. and that was because of the zombie that got stuck in it earlier, according to another piece of lore. If I found them in order, it would have made more sense to read it in order, but because of the way the game generates levels in a jigsaw-like fashion, it's not always possible to get the pieces of lore that you're expecting as you are playing through the game. Or playing through the level. Of course, I forgot! There are nasties behind the blast door, and what they do is they generally pathfind their way to you when you open the blast door. Silly me. Forget about that sometimes. But yeah, the way the pathfinding works in Teleglitch More is you have nodes in each room, and the nodes connect to other nodes in each room as the jigsaw puzzle is assembled. And modern day pathfinding is done kind of like that in RTS games. Like anyone who's like played any of those RTS games which allow you to place marker here, for example, of course the unit would go to there and then there. But yeah, the pathfinding in Teleglitch works kind of like that, except you don't obviously have a player placing the markers down for each individual marker. Rather, we just have a string of markers connected together via the jigsaw puzzle. And, okay, so explaining revolver ammo. The revolver only contains 6 bullets, but the revolver ammo gives you 2 clips for a normal revolver. If you're using the Guns and Tunes DLC, one of the guns has a 5 clip capacity as opposed to 6, although I'm not using the Guns and Tunes DLC for this playthrough. Now we can talk about the detector. So here's the trap with the detector, and then without the detector. I'm going to be using the meat trap, and I'm going to be demonstrating the meat trap with this trap. Give them something chewy. Hey, we got an investment. Here, more canned meat. And over here. Yep, time for more cannon rounds, I think. Alright, now that we have room in our inventory... I am considering using one of the Medikit 25s, but then I would lose one of the health points that I would have potentially gained back if I just waited. Now, we do have a secret here. And the secret contains one of my absolute favourite weapons in the early game, the heavy rifle. This will insta-kill 90% of your problems. Of course, if the enemy has a lot of health, then of course it isn't going to be as effective, but it does a lot of armor penetration damage. It does a very high amount of damage in addition to that, and it is very precise at long distances. I almost missed this bit of lore. Let's see what it says. Edible plankton. Somehow I don't think that's as healthy for me as the canned meat. I mean, now we know what's in the canned meat, it isn't such a problem anymore, is it? Okay. I need to do a bit of inventory organization here, because now I'm going to upgrade the auto pistol into the SMG, the M-chip, organize the inventory. Now the SMG does something a little strange for the 9mm rounds. What it does is it improves the armor penetration of the 9mm rounds fired by the SMG to 35% as opposed to the normal 20%. And I just realized I shouldn't even be carrying around these nail boxes. I'm never going to be using them, so might as well drop them now, shouldn't I? But yes, we have a bit more lore here. Should be theoretically impossible. Well, that's clearly proven to be false. So yeah, and this will be the end of the episode right here. And that is the end of Let's Play Teleglitch Daimor Edition Episode 3. Join me in the next episode where we will begin to discuss what it takes for a game to become a roguelike. And we also enter the mid-game. I'm looking forward to it.